What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Tall Podcast. Forget anybody who covers the Vikings. I don't like none of them now, and I'm going to take this much more personal when the Eagles beat them Monday night at the season opener. Let's get to the intro. Call-in show.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird game, that's I like. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, Eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on? Like I said, look. Now, maybe he messaged me back sooner rather than later and says, my bad, I was busy. Something important came up. But the dude reached back out to me earlier today, like 11:30, 12 o'clock. I said, are you good for 3 o'clock? He said, yes. And then he just dipped up out of here. So, one thing I do not tolerate is just not keeping your word. At the end of the day, I'm all about respect. And I don't get no reason why he didn't show up. It is what it is. We gonna put the beat down on the Vikings. But guess what? Instead of me listening to a Viking fan talk about this, that, and the third, probably don't even make sense. I get to listen to you guys talk about this game. Give me your thoughts, what you're feeling and stuff like that. Yeah, look, I think this is going to be a good game. I think there's so many different elements to this game in a sense that I can see it going a few different ways. The Vikings offense can attack different ways. They definitely can run the ball like we know, and they definitely can throw the rock. Kirk Cousins coming off a 4,300, 4,500 yard passing season. He can sling the rock for sure. And then Justin Jefferson just keeps evolving in front of our eyes. And it's unfortunate that he's not evolving with the Philadelphia Eagles. But as I said before, what would have happened then would have changed the outcome of now. And listen, Justin Jefferson is one of the best receivers in the game, but I like the tandem we got here for sure. And you'll never see Devontae Smith go catchless again. That's a fact. But the Eagles and Viking games definitely have a lot going into it, a lot going on with the game inside the game. I don't think that we can get away from the run. 6.2 yards per carry. I preached that throughout a couple videos this week. Dylan and Jones only were able to rush for 18 attempts because of the deficit between the Vikings and the Packers. But when you really look at that Vikings and Packers game, yeah, they beat the Packers. But who are the Packers? And let's take it back. Who are the Packers week 1? We know that the Packers are a team that comes out and usually lays eggs in their home opener or their season opener. For sure, they lay eggs. The non-playoff team New Orleans Saints last year beat them 30-something to 3. So the Minnesota Vikings beating the Green Bay Packers, a division game, week 1 is not like, oh, whoa, better watch out. Yes, the score was, 17-7 or something along them lines, 24-7. But there were things that happened inside the game that won't happen to the Green Bay Packers again. A 75-yard pass right in the breadbasket of the young wide receiver Christian Watson. It was dropped. That's 7. 2 times inside the 10. Couldn't get it done. Now, is that the Minnesota Vikings defense, or is that poor execution for a newish Green Bay offense without their stud wide receiver, Devontae Adams? This all got to be considered, right? We can't just say the Eagles are 1-0 and the Vikings are 1-0 because the Vikings been preaching all week. The Eagles just barely beat the Lions. And if they just barely beat the Lions, we should be able to beat them. That's what the Vikings are saying. I don't believe it. Because there's context and everything. We were up 17 just like y'all won by 17, right? Or whatever y'all won by. At the end of the day, the Lions made stuff happen. The Packers didn't. Credit the Vikings defense, but I heard Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show, and I heard how he said, did you watch the game? We just blew opportunity after opportunity. So I think there's plenty of ways the Eagles can attack a Vikings defense that, yes, got Zadarius Smith, ex-Packer, who's a great linebacker. He can rush, he can cover, he can do a lot of things. But they're soft against the run, allowing 6.2 yards per carry. And oh, by the way, Miles Sanders averaged 7.4 yards per carry. Let's put that to work. And they are a heavy zone offense. We saw Jalen Hurts beat the blitz with his legs. Would like him to continue to beat the blitz however he needs to, legs or arm, whatever's the right play for that for that snap. All that being said, they run a heavy zone scheme, and I am interested in seeing what the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, do against a heavy zone scheme. The middle of the field should be open. If the offensive line can block, they can hold up a little bit longer than last week, whether the Vikings decide to bring pressure or not. If the offensive line holds up, there's going to be holes with guys running open, Quez, Devontae, and of course, A.J. Brown for sure. Now, hold up, wait a minute. We got a super chat from my guy, Lust, the $4.99 banger. He said, much love, Mike. What do you think we have to do defensively to take the cake against the Vikings? Should Smitty be more involved? Let me start with that last part of your question. Smitty will be more involved, 100%. That was just a lapse of judgment on the coaching staff. I mean, you can somewhat put a little bit on Jalen Hurts, but at the end of the day, the quarterback wants to get the ball to the guy who is open, who's the first read, this, that, and the third. And the two plays that were drew up where it could have been to Devontae Smith, the Lions threw a blitz at us, and that blitz took us away because the first read being Devontae was not the hot route. In a sense, it was a long developing route that you couldn't really go to in that circumstance. That being said, Smitty will be more involved throughout the whole season. The coaches know it, and it will be a factor because once you get him involved and once the defense notices what Devontae could do, well, then coverages shift. Coverages will shift a little bit off Dallas, a little bit off AJ, a little bit off the run game. Well, guess what? Them things can bulk up too. Now, defensively, I think you got to play. You got to play aggressive, first of all, right? Because no matter what we want to say about our cornerback situation, the defensive line got to play aggressive, but they are hand in hand. Like I said, not whatever I said. They are hand in hand. So cornerbacks were averaging 6.3 and 6.9 yards separation between them and the wide receiver before the snap. That's almost a first down. 7 yards between them and the wide receiver before the ball was snapped. Can't have that. Justin Jefferson is going to motion a lot. Be prepared that when he motions, the Vikings are trying to get him matched up in a beneficial scenario so they can get him the ball and let him go to work. That's just facts. That's just facts. So definitely watch out for Justin Jefferson. I'm not saying that Thielen can't have a game week 2. A lot of people just are looking at week 1 as, oh, Devontae Smith, no catches week 1. His whole season's over. Thielen, 35 yards, his whole season's over. No. Throughout the season, Smitty and both Thielen will be involved because of the amount of eyes on the opposite receiver, A.J. Brown and Justin Jefferson, who, by the way, are number 1 and 2 in the NFL in total wide receiving yards. You got to make third down long for the Minnesota Vikings. Another thing that the Lions were doing to us is they were winning first and second down with some 4 to 5 to 6 yard chunk run plays, which set up 3rd and 4s, 3rd and 3s, 3rd and 2s, 3rd and 5s. You got to get 3rd and 7 plus. And then you know the Vikings will be set up to pass the ball, and they still want to pass the ball. I think you got to make them get the ball out fast. Justin Jefferson is a great player, but he's not known for his yak. He's known for being physical at the point of the catch. He's known for running routes, but he's not known for yak. Be physical, for sure. Now, look, again, this is an off-the-script stream for the simple fact that I was supposed to be working with a Vikings content creator, and the dude just dipped on me. And now he messaged me, said he lost track of time. With that being said, Let's get it. Let's just do a call. And like I said, I almost canceled the stream. Shout out to the people that stayed up in here. Still got 150 in the building, 141 in the building. I'm going to drop the link in the description, and we will do a call in for sure. I want to get y'all take on this game. Minnesota Vikings play a lot of zone. They do a lot of different things. But listen, I just dropped the link in the description. Make sure you click the link and come through. Make sure you click the link, come through. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what y'all thoughts are on this game. It's the call-in show. Forget the Vikings host. It's the call-in show. Listen, don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Just click the link in the pinned comment. Once you click the link in the pinned comment, you'll come up here and talk your talk. Felix Torres with the $10 super chat. Appreciate the love and the support. JG need to stop having our defensive line out in coverage and let them eat and get after the quarterback. I agree 100%. I think just the passiveness of this defense, it's what's killing us. It's what's killing us. So that being said, it all starts with the defensive line, right? Like, here's the thing. If you blitz or rush your defensive line, but also drop your cornerbacks in coverage, well, the quarterback is going to say, look, the Eagles defensive line is getting at me quick. So let me get the ball out early. Let me get the ball out fast. Let's throw the ball out the backfield to the running back. Let's get the tight end on a curl. Let's get a quick slant to the wide receiver. They want to get the ball out fast because the D-line is pressuring them. Now, if the D-line is not getting as much pressure as we like, right? Maybe our defensive line is overrated. I doubt it, but let's just say that. Well, then you got to use your cornerbacks a little closer to the line of scrimmage, makes the quarterback hold the ball a little bit longer, and it lets a not-so-vicious D-line come in and get pressure on the quarterback. The fact of the matter is this. Jared Goff was tied for first place at getting the ball out of his hand, 2.47 seconds. I don't know who he was tied with, but he was tied. 6.9 yards away from the wide receiver before the ball snapped is not going to get Justin Jefferson to not have another 150-plus yard game. Now, they're going to motion him a lot. Like I said, 7 motions in one game. 6 of the times they threw to him. You got to pay attention for that. Let's bring in the first caller. Shout out to my guy Lust in the building. What's up with you, Lust?
What's going on, my G? How we doing?
Hey, we chilling. Listen, like I said, I was trying to chop it up with the Vikings content creator, but he has some stuff going on. It is what it is, though. So I'm just going to listen to y'all and hear what y'all got to say about this matchup. The great subscribers.
Absolutely. So I feel like what we need to do is definitely the defense has to be better. Gannon has to call better plays for sure if we're gonna win the game. I feel like definitely Smith has to be more involved. We need to use like a lot of the other weapons because they're gonna be definitely focused on AJ Brown, trying to shut him down, and basically, man, I'm just hoping Gannon just calls better stuff. And if you could, this stuff with Lamar Jackson, do you think there's any truth to it?
It's just a little rumblings. I actually just tweeted about it. I said just because Lamar Jackson has the Eagles on his short list of teams that he's interested in case the Baltimore Ravens end up trying to franchise tag him, don't mean the Eagles are interested. And I think that when I look at Jalen Hurts and what he is as a runner, I think he's right on par with Lamar Jackson. I'll still give the edge to Lamar Jackson a little bit, but it's very close. That being said, I think Lamar Jackson still has a ways to go to be the pocket passer that the Ravens want him to be. And so my thing is, if you're going to go with that style, I'm going to stay with the younger guy who still is showing signs that he can throw the ball. So my thing is, I'm not trying to say Lamar Jackson ain't good because he is. But what you would need to trade for him and pay him, I'm either going to stay with Jalen Hurts or go a whole different route, which is the guys who can sling it down the field, the Herberts and stuff like that. I'm not saying there's a guy in college out there like that, but I think right now that, Lamar is ahead of the curve when it comes to throwing the ball, but he's also been in the league longer than Jalen Hurts. So my thing is, if you are going to stay with that same style of quarterback, you're just going, and right now maybe Lamar's a little bit better, but what you got to pay for that with first round picks and giving him a $45 million contract, is it really what we should be thinking about right now?
Right, yeah, facts. So another thing I wanted to get your opinion on is like, let's say we get through this game and the defense just still stinks and looks like terrible. Do you think Howie or anybody in the back office is gonna make a push for like some to get somebody like Schwartz back, or like just a better defensive coordinator?
I mean, Vic Fangio was around the Eagles training camp multiple times this offseason. So I wonder what that is. Is he friends with Gannon? Is he friends with Nick? Is he talking about being a possible replacement? I think that the organization will not make a move until mid-season because I ain't never seen anybody get fired by week 2 or 3 ever. And I've seen some bad coaches, and I think we're seeing it with Jonathan Gannon. Again, I look at the 19 games that were called under Jonathan Gannon, and there's too many similarities to already week 1. But I do got to say, as much as I am with everybody in the chat, everybody in Eagle Nation, like, man, I don't know if I can see JG no more. It's too early in a season for me to really like put all the focus on that. Like, we start losing games, we start really giving up lots of yards. Well, then it definitely got to be a point of emphasis. And I think, Howie Roseman, who has been, doing a lot of things we want, not really listening, but learning from his mistakes, we'll take care of it if that is the necessary changes that need to be done.
Awesome, man. Well, yeah, man. That's pretty much, a lot of the questions I have is really about the defense. You feel me? And what we're gonna look like defensively. I just can't. I couldn't believe in the Lions game that we gave up that many points with all the guys we have in the backfield. I truly believe that they just didn't they weren't put in the right positions. They didn't get the right coaching. Uh, but hopefully, we'll see that improve in the game against Minnesota. I feel like we got everything we need to beat them. Shouldn't be like what it was with Detroit, and we are all hoping for that. But other than that, man, shout out to you, dog. The channel's amazing. I tap in as frequently as I can. Shout out to all the people in the chat and everybody that supported and streamed the Fly Eagles Fly anthem that I put out. You know what I'm saying, for the birds. And I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the dope content. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking forward for us to take the W, man, on week 2.
Real quick, you looking snazzy right now in the suit, my guy. Real quick, you looking snazzy. And before you get up out of here, give me your score prediction. I need to hear it.
Yeah, I say I'm gonna say 28-24. Us taking the game. You know what I'm saying? 28-24. The only reason I say that is because, they definitely do got some factors on offense with Thielen and Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? So, they're going to score. You know what I'm saying? But I think it'll be a close game, but we'll take the cake.
Hey, I love it. I love it. Be easy, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right. Listen, we going to get through these. Shout out to the people in the back. Just stay there. I'm going to go exactly in the order y'all came in. My next one is Ethan. What's going on, E-Dog? First time I got you on here. Real quick. Shout out to Joseph Tice with the $2 donation. He said, love your content, Mike. I appreciate you, bro. Channel member. And you always up in here, Joseph. Appreciate the love. Let me hear from you, though, Ethan. What's going on? What's going on with this week 2 matchup, Monday night?
I think it's going to be a banger. I'm really nervous to see what's going to happen. I'm hoping it doesn't result, what happened last week with the Lions and everything. I I think Jalen Hurts might have a decent game. I know I've been crapping all over him all off season, but based off from what I've seen from him this game, I think he could do well. But I'm not gonna get cocky about it yet. With Jefferson and everybody, it's probably going to be more difficult. And I'm just hoping the three Batman step up too.
Swole Batman, Skinny Batman, and Fast Batman. Like we saw from Swole Batman, and him being swole is why we saw from him. Just out just too physical for the Lions, and they tried to press him. He's the wrong receiver to press. I'm looking forward to seeing Skinny Batman go off, and I do think that this is a game where he's going to show that he's a Slim Reaper for a reason. And I think that you can see all our Batmans get a catch this game for sure.
Right.
Now, looking at it on the opposite side of the ball, right? Our defense. Give me a hot take of what do you think the defense will do that I'm not saying we'll be saying, oh man, it's all fixed, but help us get a W. What does the defense need to do? A strip sack, a interception, a couple 4 and outs. Give me something that they got to do to help the offense out and get a W this Monday night.
One thing I think James Bradbury is going to do a repeat of what he did last week with the pick 6. I think Jordan Davis will get his first sack of the season. Yeah, I think the defense is going to go all out. I think Brandon Graham's going to do a strip sack, not as good as he did on Tom Brady a while back, but
there we go. Listen, if we can force double digits, not double digits, multiple. I said double digits, multiple turnovers. More than one turnover in this game, I think it's going to be enough for our offense to go out there and get the dub. Real quick before we get you out, Ethan, I'm glad you called, man. You always been trying, and it's always been messing up with your camera. Appreciate you for calling in. Give me your score prediction.
27-14, Eagles win it.
Whew, I love that. I might be able to chill out on a Monday night late because, I'm going to try to drink some Crown, but it's on a work day. I don't know how I'm going to do it. We're going to see. I appreciate you, Ethan.
You're welcome. Take care, Mike.
Peace. All right, let's go. We got Nathan in the building. What's up, Nathan?
What's up?
How you feeling? Monday night. How you feeling?
Honestly, I feel good. Like, I just got a good feeling in me. Everyone talking about, like, the defense, how they're really scared. I think the defense is going to step up, though, and make plays when they need to be played. Like, I think we might have like 2 sacks in this game instead of, like, none.
Well, we did have one against the Lions. Both a half a sack went to BG and Fletch. Now, again, it was only because it was a fumble snap. And so Jared Goff picking up the snap slowed him down, because the one thing that quarterbacks can do to the Eagles is get the ball out fast. And we just saw the report. I saw a little bit before I got on here. 6.9 yards of separation before the ball snapped between our corner and their wide receiver. So what happens? Say our defensive line is being dominant. Oh no, here comes Jordan Davis. Oh no, here comes Fletch. Let me dump it out to my running back. Let me dump it off to my tight end. Let me dump it off on a quick slant, a hot route. And so that is making it much more harder for our D-line to get home because of the back end, not they're doing, coaching doing. But I did have a really hot take. I was feeling the Eagles defense earlier this week prior to all these more scary notes coming out about Jonathan Gannon doing this again and that. Like, I saw the game. I watched it. I didn't like how our foot got off the gas pedal for sure in the second half. But to now be reminded about Goff tied for first, getting the ball out. 7 yards of separation before the ball snap. This, that, and the third. I'm like, it's the same stuff. But I did say we might see something like a 4 to 5 sack game. And I think that something along them lines is going to be what it takes to slow down that Minnesota Vikings offense.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to give you my score prediction.
All right, I'm ready for it.
It's kind of surprising, but I don't think it'll be a shootout like a lot of people are saying. A lot of people are saying 38-30 or, in the 30s and 20s in both teams. But I say like 24-21.
24-21.
Is
that a last-second field goal we getting, or how's it happening?
We got the ball. We get stopped at 3 and out. We punt. Jalen Reagor fumbles, and we get a game-winning field goal.
Oh my goodness. Listen, do you understand what Eagles Nation, Twitter wise, social media wise, all the
He would get
podcasts,
absolutely
all the
wrecked.
national shows to be like this? Could you imagine the score is 21-21, and for some reason, Nick Sirianni, maybe we're deep in our territory, 3rd and 7, and we don't get it, and we're feeling down. And we kick the ball, and Jalen Reagor muffs that punt, and then we just go ahead and ice it with Jake Elliott. Listen, if that happens,
Jesus.
Nathan, we cut.
The media
You
would
got to be on the.
the media would literally destroy like Rigor. Like it would be insane.
It'd be over for him. He'd be done.
It
He'll
really
just
could
quit.
happen though. It could happen.
Listen, if it happens, we gonna have to get you on the show every single time to get some good predictions out of here. You heard?
Yeah, because that would be a crazy prediction to make.
That is very bold. Hey, it's definitely something that we've seen happen. It happened to us in a playoff game. With that being said, though, I appreciate the call in, and let's see what we get.
All right. Have a good day.
Peace. All right, shout out to everybody in the building. We got almost 200 people in here. Listen, though, hit that like button. The like button pushes it out, lets other people get up in here. Again, this is the last-minute call-in stream because you know what happened, but it is what it is. James Scott, what's going on with you? I think you got your mic muted.
My bad. What's up, Mike? How's it going, man?
Hey, it's going great. What's up with you?
Nothing much. Just sitting at home with the kids, feeding my daughter. And I'm ready for this game. I am ready for this game. I think this is going to be an absolute shootout. My biggest concerns were, honestly, I didn't think that our pass defense was really that bad. I was mostly surprised at how bad our rush defense did, man. Like Swift was tearing us up, and I'm kind of worried. Dalvin Cook, I think he's a better running back than Swift. I think that, and your video kind of pointed out something real big, man. The one about Jordan Davis and his snap count. Mm-hmm. Now I don't know the details why he was not in the game more. Maybe it had to do with 1 second. Sorry. Maybe it had to do with him getting tired, maybe just not, ready for that kind of snap count yet. We don't know yet. But I think that if they put him in the game more, that we'll be able to stop more runs and I in general just get more pressure. Kirk Cousins is known when he was with Washington to kind of like not be able to finish games, and I think that it's going to kind of be like that when we play him here. It's going to be a high probably like a 30 maybe 31-28 kind of game is what I'm thinking, something like that, and he's just not going to be. I think that they're going to have the ball last and he's just not going to be able to finish it out.
Hey, it would be a big W to get a W on the back of the defense finishing the game. I'll be very nervous if it comes down to that. But yeah, look, when I look at the Minnesota Vikings run game, of course, I do think that Dalvin Cook is much more talented than a DeAndre Swift, who I think is actually a pretty good runner in himself, and his totality of how he can catch the ball at the backfield is a pretty good playmaker. However, the Vikings offensive line is nowhere near the Detroit Lions, and I don't think they were missing 2 offensive linemen. I hear a lot of people saying that. It was Vitae, the other guy who was questionable. He ended up playing, and they were killing us with the trap blocks, the wham blocks. Their tight ends were getting up. They were doing a lot of different things that really played into destroying what the Eagles were trying to do, and on passing downs, just running us out the building, to be honest. I think that when you look at the way our pass defense played in general, you're right. I think it played pretty good. I don't like the fact that we play so far off. It makes our front 4, front 7 look old and look like they're not doing what they need to do. All that stuff got to be cleaned up. But I do agree in the sense that you stop the run, you force 3rd and longs, and 3rd and longs, I think, will favor the Eagle. If we know they're passing, I think we can defend it well. All eyes on Jefferson.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think that you're absolutely right that it makes them look like they're old and slow, but it's not the case. I think that I'm just getting so tired of Gannon's scheme here, right? It's like he's scared. We have the players to play man now, and let our guys, keep them at bay, and then the rushers just naturally go. Brandon Gannon, I've always valued Brandon Graham almost at the same level as Cox, actually. I feel like he's just always been that guy next to Cox, and they've kind of in my mind, in my heart, been like kind of that duo, right? That 1-2 kind of punch every year, man. And last year when he was out, I mean, I felt like it really affected our defense.
It did.
And now that he's back, this is his second game back. You're going to see him returning closer and closer to form. And, we're going to start getting to the passer again. So, I mean, Fletcher's getting old, man. He's not the same guy he was.
Yeah, he's done after this
so
year.
So BG's getting a little older too, but I just feel like just the way his style kind of favors him to be able to continue his style still, But yeah, man, I just feel like, if Gannon could just please change the way he is putting our cornerbacks on these receivers, man, have a little faith. It just feels like he doesn't have faith.
Yeah, and I totally agree. And people don't realize how great Brandon Graham is in the run defense. He's a staple. Like, his career hasn't been double-digit sacks a lot, although the last time he played, he had 9. But it's what he can do for us in the run defense department as well. He only played 29 snaps last week, which is rightfully so. He's climbing back up. He's an older player coming off an Achilles. I understand that completely, but this is the game I think our defense got to show out. Multiple turnovers will be nice. Multiple stops would be nice as well. Before I get you out of here, James, give me your score prediction Monday night.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's going to be like 31-28, something like that. Like I said, I think that the Vikings are going to try to come back and not be able to close out the game.
All right, man. I love it. Appreciate you coming through, bro.
All right. Appreciate it, Mike. Have a good one.
Peace. Say bye to the little Eagle fan. See you, little Eagle fan.
Say bye.
Peace. All right. We got my guy Stu Vision, and then we got BLSG next. What's going on, Stu?
Mike, what's good with you, bro?
Chilling.
So I kind of heard Lust earlier. I wasn't sure who y'all was talking about when you said something about contracts, because I was dealing something with one of the neighbor's kids. Who was y'all talking about that with?
He's talking about the Lamar Jackson noise. I just tweeted this. This is my exact tweet, because there's an article written and not article just written, but this is the list of teams. There's a list of teams that Lamar Jackson would be interested in playing for if the Ravens try to franchise tag him next year, because he's not about to do that. He said the Dolphins, the Lions, the Eagles. And so my exact tweet on Twitter was, let me read it because I don't remember exactly what I said. People are going crazy at it on it too. I said, so Lamar Jackson got the Eagles on his list if the Ravens try to put a franchise tag on him. We're on his list, but is he on our list? Like, that's my thing. I hate when fans just automatically think that if a guy wants to play for you, that don't mean that we want him. I'm not saying we should or shouldn't. I just threw that out there to get the temperature of it. But go ahead, let me hear your take on that.
My thing is this. Really, all you're getting is the upgraded speed if you switch one quarterback for the other. That's really all you're getting is the upgraded speed and agility. But you lose. But what you get in that, you lose in durability.
Yeah. See, Stu,
think about it.
Yeah, this is my take on it. I think when you look at the Russian side of things, I still say Lamar's a little bit better. Although I've been one saying that, watch out, Jalen's coming for him.
But see, you got to think about it. When you see Lamar running, you can tell he's
a joystick.
Jalen runs without effort.
Yeah, he glides.
He just runs without effort, and before you know it, he's 15 yards downfield.
Yeah.
Like when we was backed up 3rd and 15, he had to sprint out there. I'm like, damn, all right, he's going to be a little short. We might have to go for it on 4. Nah, 16 yards real easy.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, if he'd have really tried, Dallas had that block right there. If he'd have been able to make that cut, he had the whole sideline up there. He could have took the whole damn thing to the house.
Yeah, true. And look, listen, Lamar is a great player. And right now, if I have to say, in 2023, who's the better passer? Lamar is still the better passer. But look, again, Lamar climbed up. Lamar was getting trashed by Raven fans about his ability to throw from the pocket, ability to read defenses, have time with his team. And again, what happened? Lamar got that 2 to 3 years, and he developed a little bit more.
And he was in the same, but you notice he came in. The whole system was built around him when he at first. And you know what I'm saying? He just stepped in, and they just started building it around him, what he wanted. This team wasn't built for Jalen when he started playing. This
No.
team was actually built for Carson Wentz.
True.
But they realized what they had in Jalen. Now they're just building around him. My thing is this. When I came into the season, Jalen wasn't my biggest question. My biggest question was what the hell was Jonathan Gannon going to do? After week 1, not impressed.
Nah, me either.
Not
Me either.
impressed. But here's the thing about it. I said this to LB too. It's a lot of new pieces on this defense.
You're right. And that's why, listen, as much as I want to pull the plug, because it's not just game 1, it's also some of the same shenanigans when we didn't have a defensive talent last year coming over here. But you are right. As much as I want to pull the plug because of what I saw last year and already this year,
a lot of new pieces. You got to see how these pieces fit. And at the same time, although I do agree with LB on one thing he said yesterday, there is no way in hell Hassan Reddick or Josh Sweat should be out in the flats in coverage. That should not be happening. If they not going after the quarterback, they shouldn't even be out there wasting their energy.
You're right.
Like that's it. If they ain't out there rushing the quarterback or setting the edge on the run, trying to contain the run and keep it inside, I don't know why they on the field. That shit can't happen. When I was watching the game, my wife was yelling at me, calm down, they can't hear you on TV. Because I sat there and I literally looked. And on one play, I seen the Lions receivers were stacked on one side at the top of the screen. And you seen Avonte Maddox, of course he in the slot, he is 6 yards off of his man. And right there behind him, 9 yards back off the line of scrimmage is Slay. What the hell is that should never have happened.
Yeah.
At all. I'm sitting there like, what the? Gotta keep it. Yeah, but you know what I said.
Oh, I know what you said behind closed doors. And sometimes I say it on the street.
Bro, look, I'm gonna put it to you like this. I had this TV on the screen. On my phone, I had 500 on. I had you on my damn laptop. We all said the same damn thing.
Yeah. Listen, it's frustrating. Like I said, and when you look at the average distance between our DB and their wide receiver was 6.9 for one of our guys and 6.3. That's the average. That's taking that 9 and that 3 and that 6 and adding it all up.
You're giving half of the first down away before the snap happened.
Facts.
You give half of that away before the snap go down.
But Jonathan Gannon has a chance to say, you know what? I got players. Maybe I should die trying.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If I see it after week 3, I got a problem. I got a problem.
Hey, we're gonna have to start. Listen. After week 3, and it's still continuing. I already said I'm making them the fire
because in this game, you got a receiver. You got 2 receivers in this game. You really got to pay attention to like that. You can't just always be up on both Thielen and Jefferson because both of them are pretty good at the line of scrimmage. Sometimes they can get all pressed, sometimes maybe not, but depends on who guarding them. And then next week, you got Scary Terry, and it looked like little Jahan Dotson might be a little something, so we might have to watch out for him too.
Yes.
So but after that, oh no, you better be up on every damn receiver, smacking him in the forehead at the line at the snap. Soon as the snap go off, your hand should be popping right in his forehead. Like, where you going?
Yeah, because look, my thing is this: if you press the guys and then they start to beat you, well, then make the adjustment to fall back. But you just to not do it at all. Because look at the Lions. Now, we can say this real quick before, and I do want to get your score prediction as well. But the Lions decided to press the Eagles all day, every day, and that didn't bode well for them. They tried to press AJ, and AJ put a $155 on their head.
It's through the receiver's timing of the routes off. So therefore, they realized they couldn't do that with AJ though, because AJ at the line, you get physical. I'm a big dude. I'm gonna run through you.
So like I said, pressing doesn't always mean that you're going to be able to stop the play, but I need to see more creativity and more. You just can't be predictable. You can't go.
And I look at it like this: if we would have pressed more last week and jammed them at the line of scrimmage, I guarantee you we would have got more than one sack.
Oh yeah, I totally agree there. Again,
Because the coverage on the back end and the pass rush work hand in hand. If you jam the receivers at the line and throw their timing off on their route and make the quarterback have to hold the ball a little bit longer, that gives the D lineman an extra second, maybe a second and a half to get to the quarterback. Either you get a sack, you can get a strip sack. You never know. Hell, I ain't wishing no injury on nobody, but you get a good enough lick, you might knock that damn quarterback out for the rest of the game.
Hey, just for our game, we don't wish injury on nobody.
I'm just saying, just for the rest of the game. I ain't saying no long-term injury. I'm just saying, hey, he out this game, he ain't coming back in because they done put that work on him.
You're right, and let me just say this before I get your score prediction: the fact that it's already in black and white, it's facts. Jared Goff was tied for first in the NFL for getting the ball the quickest out of his hand. He got the ball out in 2.4. So what I'm saying is this: you're asking Fletch, BG, Reddick, and these boys to get to the quarterback before. This is average. This wasn't his fastest throw. This wasn't his slowest throw. But on average, 2.4 seconds. They got to get to, and so if he's getting the ball out that quick, they're not going to get there, and it's because of the passiveness in our secondary. But real quick, though, I got to get your score prediction. We winning though, right? We winning though still, right?
Oh, okay. Score prediction. Well, you got to. It goes twofold. If Gannon get this right, 38-17, us.
Sheesh.
If Gannon do this right, 38-17, us.
And if Gannon does it wrong,
if he don't get this right, 34-27, still us.
I love it.
Either way, we still winning. Because I'm not really big. Basically, I'm really not impressed with them. If you really look at their roster, their O-line is suspect.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest difference. People look at Detroit Lions skill positions and say, wow, how did they do this? Their offensive line was dominant. It was dominant.
Their offensive line a little bit. Their offensive line is suspect in Minnesota.
So we got to attack that. But listen, I got a line of people back there, Stu. Always great stuff. They said, man, he's spitting nothing but facts in the chat. They love it. They love it.
Holla at you, bro.
Hey, be easy, bro. All right. BLSG, what's up with you?
What's good, Mike? BLSG. How you doing on?
Real quick, and then after BLSG, we got Jay Johnson, and then we got Green Wingman, and then Al Kabir, the analyst, then Sean. All right, let's go.
All right, let's restart this. So what's good, Phil, Mike? How you doing this Saturday afternoon, my guy?
I'm hanging in here. I was looking forward to chopping it up with the Vikings content creator on Locked On Vikings, but yeah, I mean, he didn't want to smoke.
Hey, I'm trying to watch some college football here. I know I got to wait for my Ohio State Buckeyes to start at freaking like 6:30 or whatever the heck the time is. But right now I'm watching Penn State and Auburn right now. But you know what? I got to come on here, chop it up with my boy, and chop it up and talk some Eagles.
All right, so your biggest thing that you do not want to see happen in this game is what?
Well, I'm going to actually go 3 keys to this game real quick. I'm going to throw some statistics in there. I'm going to throw a hot take, and then a score prediction is how I'm going to put it. I know it might take a little bit. I'm going to try to do it real quick for the people in the back, but I'm just going to get this off my chest real quick. Number 1, all right? Let's get to number 1, okay? Number 1, the run defense must step the F up. Yes, it is time to come together and realize that we know what we witnessed in week 1, okay? The Eagles' run defense went ahead and gave up 181 yards on the ground. 144 of those yards came from DeAndre Swift. Let's just get that straight and get that off our chest. Dalvin Cook is a much scarier running back. I don't care what anybody says. The man may have had like 90 yards on the ground. The Vikings only had 126 yards on the ground. 90 yards by Dalvin Cook. The other 36 came from Alexander Mattison. But I don't care what anybody says. Jonathan Gannon, step the F up. I don't care. It's time to figure this stuff out. I don't care what day you get fired, because if you keep this up, your ass is on the hot seat. Your ass is on the hot seat, and you soon be gone. Number two. Number two. All right. Number two. All right. Okay, so number two in my eyes is that the offensive line must, and I will say it again, must be better against the blitzes. Did you not see, if you go look back on the film, did you not see what the Detroit Lions defensive line did to the Philadelphia Eagles? When it came to blitzes, Jalen Hurts had no time. He had zero time to scan the field. He had to back and turn left and turn right, whatever his options were, and he had to escape out of the pocket. And this is supposed to be one of the best offensive lines in football. Top 3, top 5. Maybe if you could see a little bit better from some other offensive lines, top 10. But at the very least, give it top 5 for now. But at the end of the day, it's time for this offensive line to come together, and we need to realize that we need to hold this team on blitzes in particular. They have Zadarius Smith on that defense. Let's not forget that. They have Zadarius Smith on that defense, who absolutely destroyed the Packers O-line and literally made them look silly. They made them look absolutely silly when you have Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback, and when you see him have a bad performance like that. And it's very rare that you could see him have a bad performance like that. And Zadarius Smith could be someone that can kill this Eagles offensive line when it all comes down to it.
Yeah, mind you real quick, just before you get to your number 3. The Packers have a good offensive line too, but they were missing their best guy. Bakhtiari didn't play, so that definitely played it. And Zadarius Smith took advantage. He wanted to get payback on his ex-team too. He wanted to get payback, and he definitely did.
All right. Anyway, number 3, we got to spread the ball around a little bit more. I know we targeted Devontae Smith in last week's game against the Lions. I know we tried to get the ball to Quez Watkins. If you look back on the tape, we got a few receptions to Pascal. Too many receptions to A.J. Brown, though. I will admit that. I like for the fact he had 155 yards. Of course, I like a good game from any wide receiver. But if I'm going to see that, I better see a second wide receiver have a performance like A.J. Brown. And we did not see that last week whatsoever. We tried to get the ball to Devontae Smith. We tried 4 targets. He caught the ball this many times. 0. Tried to get it to Quez Watkins. He didn't get it. A.J. Brown was pretty much the only receiver catching the passes, mainly from Jalen Hurts. Only receivers that were catching passes, this counts for tight ends too, were A.J. Brown, Zach Pascal, and Dallas Goedert. That was it. Everyone else, 0. Absolutely nothing whatsoever. And actually, I'm going to do the score prediction before I go into the hot take, because the hot take will be the reason for my score prediction. So,
all right, let's hear it.
For my score prediction, this will shock people in the chat, but I had the Philadelphia Eagles falling to the Minnesota Vikings 27-24. I think Kirk Cousins will get down the field. He has a great first and second option. Keep that in mind. His number 1 option, Justin Jefferson. His second option, Adam Thielen. Those are no jokes. And even you have a solid third wide receiver in KJ Osborne. Jalen Reagor, forget about him. He's out of the conversation, all right? Jalen dropped the ball, Reagor, forget about him. He's out. All right, let
me hear the hot take, Doug. But how's it hotter than the Eagles? All this hype, you were getting so fired up and all that, and the Eagles are gonna fall to the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay, so now for the hot take. All right, the reason why the Philadelphia Eagles lose this game to the Minnesota Vikings. How did we allow 35 points to the Detroit Lions last week? That's right. The same thing's happening this week. And the hot take is that Jonathan Gannon he didn't do it last week, but Jonathan Gannon will cost the Philadelphia Eagles this game against the Minnesota Vikings and will allow Greg Joseph to kick that game-winning field goal and give the Vikings the win 27-24.
Well, that will break my heart, and I will come back to you pretty upset if all that happens like that. No, I'm just
you hit me up in the DMs and stuff. I'm like, yo, BLSG, what the fuck?
Yeah, we can't have that. But nah, look, I appreciate it. And listen, you were rocking hard. And look, I ain't mad at the end of the day. Opinion is an opinion. hopefully Jonathan Gannon is not as bad as you say, and hopefully we don't lose by 3 at the end. But BLSG, it was great having you. Appreciate you for coming through.
Yeah, I hope Jonathan Gannon doesn't screw it up either, because if he does, I'm going to get so mad. But you know what? My hot take, it would be right, though, at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, Mike, appreciate you having me on the show. But as always, flag will fly, and let's go, Buckeyes. We are Ohio State.
All right. Woo! That was a big one right there. Let me get my guy Jay Johnson in the building. Hey, what's going on with you?
What's up, Philly Mike? How you doing?
Hey, we chilling.
Yeah, I hear that.
It's a big
Love
game
for New
Monday. Big
Orleans.
game.
Yeah, it's definitely a big game. I'm excited though. I'm nervous on the defensive end, but you know how Philly responds. They respond, they get that bad taste in their mouth. It's like we're not gonna let that happen again. We got to play up. We got to push up. I mean, that's the biggest. We got Bradbury and Slay. I mean, Marcus Epps is going to be a dog for us, man. He is going to be a dog for us. And you can see, you've seen it last year. And just even the times he got in. So then you got CJ coming in. He got a little bit more of the defense in there. Press up. You got two safety that's going to help you. And Hassan Reddick has to keep his hand in the dirt. He has to. He has to keep his hand in the dirt, letting the Kobe Dean get on the field. But, I mean, you got TJ, you got Kaiser, but you got Hassan and Sweat dropping in coverage. For what? They get after the quarterback. You can't get out of the quarterback. You're dropping 5, 6, 7 yards. But that's probably my biggest concern is just in with the defense. Jordan Davis, he'll get his snaps. I mean, you could be mad at it, but you can't because you still got two dogs in front of him. I mean, Milton Williams getting more snaps than him. He knows the defense a little bit better. May still be learning the playbook. I mean, you never know.
Yeah,
But
there's many things that could have went into it. You know what I mean?
And, you know, everybody's making a big fuss out of, Smitty ain't get his targets. He going to get them. He going to get them because everybody's going to be looking at AJ. Smitty going to be out there. Quez is going to be out there. I love what Miles did. I'm so glad he's healthy. He got game one. I am so glad on what he did.
We should have given them. We couldn't give them 4 yards. Come on, or that 6 yards. What was it?
Give it to him. Give it to him. He got his touchdown. I'm glad he did get his touchdown. I know that kind of eases his mind. But, you know, Gainwell's playing pretty well.
Yeah.
And just even with the offensive line, it's the first game. Kelsey going to get on him. Lane going to get on him. Jordan's going to protect Jalen's backside. And Jalen's playing good. I like what he's doing. I love what he's doing. It's, you know, everybody ragged on him. Oh, you know, he needed work. Everybody knew that, but you got to put the pieces around. You can't drive a Cadillac with 3 wheels. You need that 4th wheel to keep going. You're like, oh, well, you can't get anywhere. He can't throw. You've seen it happen.
Yeah.
You've seen him make the throws, just even with Carson. You know, when we had Carson, like, oh, he can't throw. He has some questionable things, but you giving him people off the street, what can you really do? Then Jalen plugs and plays with that.
Yeah, AJ's 155. AJ know he can throw because right now Jalen Hurts threw him to second in the NFL, other than Justin Jefferson in total receiving yards.
Yeah, and I'm right here in Louisiana, so I'm an LSU fan, die hard. So when that draft came, it did nothing but break my heart. I'm an hour away from the stadium. I should be going to the game right now, but I got some stuff to do. We play Mississippi State. But Jonathan Gannon, I'm going to give him a pass right now. First game, second game, but you really have to really get into it. Dalvin Cook's nothing but a better DeAndre Swift. Amara St. Brown, DJ Chark, you plug and play them with Justin Jefferson and Thielen. Jalen Reagor ain't going to touch the field. He can wear number 5 all he wants, but he's not going to touch the field. He might
got
get
revenge
a punt,
in his mind.
Revenge on what? He going to get a jersey swap and smell it. Like, I miss this team. But I call Kirk Cousins, pick Cousins. He can get it down the field, but he can't finish. But going back to the defense, we got to press up. We started early. We finish it late in the season. We make it to the playoffs. We can't play off like that. They're going to pick us apart and just keep picking us apart. So I became a fan around that Jim Johnson era. So, you know, getting a taste of that and then going into getting defensive coordinators coming from the offensive line and, you know, because Castillo, that's his name.
Yeah, it was a disaster.
You know, put Hassan Reddick back on the line, keep him on the line, even through his press conferences. He's like, I talked to coach. They got me in coverage. my best time is when I play in the dirt. You got to listen to that.
Yeah.
He make his money in the dirt. We ain't bring him in here to drop in coverage. If you want to play a 3-4, play that, but let him play on that edge. Derek Barnett's not here anymore, speedy recovery, but we got to have them coming off the edge. Sweat, Reddick, Graham. If you want to put Hargrave or Cox on the end like they were doing, play it that way, but we're going to clog that middle.
I'm all about keeping the D-line fresh, but again, you're keeping it fresh. Utilize it. I think Reddick only dropped back 3 or 4 times, but I just watched the Vikings tape against the Packers, and when they did drop their outside linebacker in coverage, who by the way wears number 7 too, Justin Jefferson made him pay with first down after first down after first down. So we definitely got to just limit that at all times.
Not keeping up with that. Jalen Hurts prediction 27-20. We home, 3 minutes left. Jalen go ahead and makes a statement to win the game 27-20. It's either going to Smitty or it's going out on a wheel route to Miles to win it. That's going to be my prediction. It's either it's going to be Smitty or Miles. That's going to get it. And that's going to make a statement to, AJ didn't get the ball. They're going to have good numbers, but I think Jalen makes a statement at home to go ahead and keep making that case for him to stay here for a couple more years.
Hey, I like it. 27-20. Hurts to Smitty or Hurts to Miles for the win. We going to be here. And you know me, I'll be live during the game, and it's going to be Monday night. But I'm still going to find a way to get some Crown Royal in me, you heard? For sure.
I feel that. Pleasure talking to you. Love the channel. I've only been subscribed for the last couple months. I just tuned in. Found you through LB. So I looked through this. I was riding. I do DoorDash and Uber, so riding through. And I listened to y'all all 22 for 2 hours of ride. So
hey, yeah, me and LB, we got some big things planned for the 2022 NFL season for sure. Appreciate it.
Always, man. Keep up the good work. Go Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Let's go. Shout out to everybody in the chat. 243 people in here. Again, I had Luke Braun for Locked On Podcast, Vikings content creator, was supposed to be on here, but he had some other things. So we last minute changed it to a call-in show. Haven't did one in a while. Hit that like button. It's free. It's easy. It don't cost a thing. I see Viking fans in here. Hit the like button. I got nothing against y'all until Monday night. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm all about the trash talk as long as it's football trash talk. We keeping it a buck. You know what I mean? That's it. I think it's going to be a good game. Let's bring on my guy, the green Wingman.
Hey, Mike, man. Thank you for having me on the show, man. How you doing, brother?
You. Hey, I'm hanging in there.
Thank you. I want to say, man, I've been listening to you for a couple of years now. I think you guys bring some great color commentary to all 22 and what you do to this community. So I like to say, I like to appreciate that you've done some really great stuff for this fan base stuff with the stuff that you're doing. So just want to give you my roses to you guys, man.
Flowers all day. Yeah, but listen, I remember the Green Wingman, like I said, names like that and the logos and stuff like that, they always stand out to me. And I know you've been rocking me for a minute. Like in my first year, I remember you here with the whole Battlebird podcast and everything. So we appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you, brother. So let's get down to business. Let's talk about it. Vikings. Oh, the good old Vikings coming back to the
Skull.
Yeah, I think we had something, a different name. It started with a Nick, and then it was a Foles. But anyway, with that, I digress.
Sir.
Honestly, no, to be fair, I'll give the Vikings the respect. I mean, their offense is going to be pretty good, and you can't really knock on the fact Justin Jefferson is a beast of a wide receiver. I think, also was stealing in the ground too. So I think the situation that I'm looking at this game, and I'm not a big stats guy though, but I think what it really does come down to me and how I view it, I think is that you have to control the running game. You have to stop Dalvin Cook. Again, watching last game, I know everybody's been very iffy with the defense, especially, what happened with DeAndre Swift getting pretty much 144 yards against us, pretty much on the ground. I mean, on that same level, we're talking about Dalvin Cook being the next step up. So I feel like in the situation in this game, you really need to be able to control that running game down. And then you have to allow at that point, you just kind of allow Captain Kurt himself to see if he beats you with his arms, because at the end of the day, I know that, I feel like Justin Jefferson will get his, Dylan will probably get his, because they're two elite wideouts, but we also
Yeah.
have elite corners in Barberry and Slay. So it should even out 50-50, whatever happens. So I figure in that situation, if you can control Dalvin Cook and you let Kirk Cousins air it out, he's going to give us a pick. He'll give us a gift. And I think we'll be able to win the game like that in that situation. Sorry.
No, I agree with you. I think that looking at this team again, I don't think the Vikings offensive line is got nothing on the Lions. But their run game is still a part of their offense, and I would rather shut down the run game and
Correct.
make them pass on us because there's a lot more opportunities in taking the ball away from a Kirk Cousins. Give me that. You like that? Then Dalvin Cook fumbling the ball. And again, what demoralizes the defense and really puts them on their heels is being gashed up the middle, or even outside, just run after run. So I think if we make them pass the ball, you shut the run down early downs. They got third and long. It puts our defense in a beneficial situation.
I agree with everything you said on that situation. Moving a little bit onto the offensive side, I know everybody was AJ Brown's situation. I mean, his debut was fantastic, and I know everybody's kind of been worried that kind of now leaves a little bit of Smitty on the situation. I think this is just week one. I think we have to understand that this is kind of like the preseason of pretty much everybody. Everybody's kind of figuring out what their team is. Our identity really hasn't been set yet. We have a lot of potential, but we don't have an identity yet. So I think when the plays get better, especially with the offensive line, because the offensive line didn't do such a great job in the points where I understand that Hurts had to run out of a lot of the pocket, but there were some moments where the line didn't hold up. So hopefully the offensive line does a little bit better. But with that being said, I really think everything's going to even out. I think you do have to get, AJ Brown going. Again, he's your $100 million man that has to get where. And right now, money best well spent, But I think once things get settled, I think eventually everybody's going to get their touches. I think Smitty will eventually get their touches because, again, all that intention will be directed to AJ Brown. So eventually everybody's going to be able to eat as the season moves along, begging on injury. That's the really biggest number one cup. But I think as everything stays as it goes, I think this offense is going to be fine. I think it's going to move very, very smoothly.
Yeah. Again, like we've seen just through this season alone, Joe Burrow, 4 interceptions, 5 turnovers. Is that who he really is? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. We've seen the Packers lose. We've seen the Niners lose. We've seen the Broncos lose. They got the team set. All they needed was a quarterback. They got Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is so good. They lose to the Seattle Geno Smith Seahawks. Wild. First week of the NFL there's just so much going into it. And we won the game. It was a game that we had comfortably. We let go. There was things we need to clean up, but it's better to clean it up with a win. And there was just things that just happened, right? Like look at our preseason opener. Jalen Hurts goes 6 for 6 down there against the Jets. He doesn't even look at AJ Brown. Oh no, AJ Brown's never gonna get the ball. Preseason first drive, he didn't even look at him. He didn't even target him. And then look, first game, 13 targets, 10 catches, $155. Things are gonna find its way to work it out. When you have playmakers on your offense, there's only one ball. It's gonna be like that sometimes. But I do think it's the coaching staff's job to be like, listen, Devontae Smith, we're going to run him on this route. Let's get him going. That's your read. Just do it. It's one play out of the whole game, and I think you got to do that because, again, Vikings got to go into this looking at A.J. Brown like, dang, look what he did across the middle. However, the tension goes there. There's just so many playmakers on this team, and they're just waiting for their opportunity, and I think throughout the year you're going to see this is the lead guy, this is the lead guy, and there's going to be games where there's 2 lead guys. It's going to happen.
I agree. There's so much talent and firepower on this team that I think eventually everybody's going to have the opportunity to eat and get some good stats and move on. And I think we're going to sit down and win some games. So with that being a do, and then I'll let you on and move on to our wonderful, fantastic Eagles fan, the best Eagles fan on the planet, ladies and gentlemen. Hands up. I think this is going to be a close one, but I think the Eagles will pull it out on Monday night. I think 28-21. and I think it'll be a decent win down the stretch. And I think we'll be back here Tuesday, feeling hopefully a little bit more comfortable, and hopefully Gannon kind of wises up and just simply trusts on his talent to do the job. Philly Mike, thank you for your time, man. I love the work that you do, brother. Man, I'm always going to continue to support you, man, whatever you do, man. And thank you for having me on your podcast, brother.
Hey,
Yes.
great analysis. Appreciate it, Green Wingman. Peace. All right. We got some more people back there. Listen, if you want to have your voice on the channel, whether you're an Eagle fan, whether you are a purple people person, I don't even know what they call y'all, a Vikings fan, click the link, wait your turn and come through. We got my guy Al Kabir, the analyst.
What's going on? What's going on, Mike?
Building. We chilling. What's up with you?
Nothing much. Can't complain. See my guy Jonathan Gannon taking a lot of heat.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm definitely dishing it out, but I do tailor my dishing out with, I understand that it's early in the season. I guess I see both sides. It's early in the season, of course, but I also seen 18 games last year with some of the same shenanigans. So I see both sides. But we do have new pieces. If this was a great D coordinator, right? Say this guy had a good body of work last year. Well, then we would have given him the benefit of the doubt. You would have said, wow, it's a lot of moving pieces in the secondary, on the defense. You got to give him some time, 3 to 5 games. The reason we're not trying to give it to him is because we ain't like it last year and it already looks to be the same.
Right, I agree. But when I rewatched the game, I'm like, what did Jonathan Gannon do that was so bad? I do agree, like dropping Hassan Reddick and Josh Sweat in coverage is pretty bad, but 16 missed tackles, most week one, can't blame that on him. We was up, I think it was like 28-14 or 31-14. He let his foot off the gas. He like, I'm gonna play coverage,
He did.
let the guys play back and see what happens. But what the Lions did that was so smart, they stuck to their game plan. Run the ball, throw it here and there, run the ball. I think I heard Darius Slay talk about it. Like they just stuck to the game plan. When we thought they was going to start passing the ball, they didn't. And they just caught up. But when Jonathan Gannon seen that happen, he should have just switched it up and kept bringing that blitz, because that 3 straight 3 and outs or 4 straight 3 and outs, that was huge. And I can't really put that on Gannon. So
No, you're right. Like,
yeah.
Again, I wasn't as mad at Gannon when I was watching the game. And I went back and we did the all 22 and stuff like that. And there was things I saw, like just for example, you got Hassan Reddick as the outside linebacker to the left. You got TJ as the Mike in the middle. You blitz Hassan Reddick not on the left side on the edge. You blitz him in like a stunt to go in the middle, and then you give TJ Edwards the responsibility to go out there and get the swing man in the backfield who can just walk for a first down because of the way that play was ran. TJ had no chance to get out there. So it was the structure like that bothered me watching the all 22. But we're not going to act like there wasn't rust on these players. CJ Gardner-Johnson in bad situations at time because of him being new, only here for 10 days. We saw some missed tackles from almost every level of this defense. That is not part of Jonathan Gannon's reasons. Again, I think it to me is like this. After the game, I saw the stat where, again, well, we saw last year, the first 5 games, Jonathan Gannon could not stop the run. And then he figured it out. And so early in this season, Jonathan Gannon doing the same thing. So that's one thing that's like, okay, red flag. He fixed it last year, but why'd you fix it? And what are you doing different? Are you going back to when you couldn't, you know what I mean? Like, why change it? And then the other thing that bothers me is the fact that reports are coming out that on average, 6.9 yards off the wide receiver at the line of scrimmage is our DBs. That was something that was troubling last year because it doesn't help your defensive line. And then the biggest thing, we said quarterbacks completed a lot of passes. Jared Goff didn't complete a lot of passes, but one way to make someone like Kirk Cousins complete a lot is to allow them to get the ball out quicker than any other quarterback. Goff tied for somebody in the league, I don't know who he tied with, but he was first in the NFL week 1, tied with somebody of getting the ball out of his hands early. And that is, again, the reason why is because our defensive line is somewhat being disruptive. He's getting the ball out because of how passive and how far back we're playing. Now, again, their passing game ain't what beat us. So Gannon would say, I let him get the ball out, but they didn't do much with it. It was the run game. I understand that. But better teams are going to do something with it. And I don't want that stat to be following us from 2021 to 2022, where we let quarterbacks get the ball out in 2.4 seconds, which means, Hassan Riddick, you can try your best to get to the quarterback. There's not many people who can get to the quarterback in under 2.4 seconds. You got to get him to hold it north of 2.5, that 3.1, 3.7. You got to get him to hold it. Nobody holds the ball for 5 unless you're, extending the play, like the skilled guys who have athleticism at the quarterback position. But 2.4, it's making it too easy. It's pitch and catch.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, I can't even argue that point because no matter how good your pass rush is, if he getting the ball out fast, he just getting the ball out fast. Especially guys like Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and things like that. Those guys could carve us up if he getting the ball out way too fast. And the Vikings got one of the worst pass block defense, so we better send the house at them. But yeah, we got to send the house at them. Let me just say that they pass block defense is bad. And yeah, and I just think we're going to beat the Vikings. Kirk Cousins have our number. He is like 6-3 against us, but I think we could. Yeah, I think we could get him. I think we get him this time.
I mean, like, look, we got him on prime time. That's a little help on our sleeve because he hasn't been good in primetime games. Now I don't know if this is really prime time anymore because they got 2 Monday night games and stuff, which is whack to me. But we are home, man. It's a season opener. It's going to be sold out at the link. You got to come.
Yeah. And also I wanted to bring up, like you said, what's the point of getting Bradbury if we're going to play that soft? That was the whole point of having 2 dominant outside corners. So I think he got to trust the corners. That's what I think it is. He don't trust the corners or secondary. Last year, I get it. Steven Nelson was getting cooked, but you got Bradbury, who was really good. I think he was probably one of the best corners week 1. Like, Goff couldn't get nothing off on Bradbury at all.
Only 1 target. Only 1 catch allowed.
Yeah.
I think he had the pick 6, of course, but only they were targeting him, but he didn't allow it. Now, again, there were some drops and some missed opportunities via Goff and the wide receivers, but hey, it is what it is. He gets credit for that. And I think the passer rating was 0 point something against his side. So you got to put trust in these guys. And look, what are we going to be mad as a fan base if they blitz and Thielen catches a 70-yard touchdown? Yeah. But at the end of the day, there's times where you have to just show that you're willing to do something different and you're willing to make the offense guess. Again, like you said, Darius Slay said it. Man, when you're down 17, you expect that team to throw the ball. The Lions said, nah, they're not going to. They allowing us to run. We're not going to stop. And they just did it to us.
Yeah, because Swift is good, especially behind that offensive line. I think that's the big difference. Dalvin Cook is the better running back, sure, but he don't have the better O-line. So I think we probably could get to Dalvin Cook easier than Swift. But at the same time, we got to hit. Can't miss tackles because Dalvin Cook, he'll make a couple guys miss and break a big one. So,
that's facts. That's facts. Real quick, though, you got a score prediction for me?
I think we put up 30 again, probably 31-27. It's going to be real close. I think Quez Watkins is going to have the good game. I think that's going to be the surprising guy. I know a lot of people want Smitty or AJ Brown, but I think I might go Quez and Goddard, to be honest. I think I might go those 2.
There you go. Goddard, he had 60 yards in the first game, which is like, people are like, that's too low. Hey, listen, 60 times 17, that's on pace to get a K. That's really all you need. And a K flat for a tight end is good. 60 is perfectly fine. I think there's definitely going to be some spreading the ball for sure. And hey, I said by week 4, Quez is catching a deep one. It just might be week 2.
Might be week 2.
Might be week 2, deep one. Appreciate you. Listen, we got over 220 people in here. Still hit the like button. And also go check out my guy, Al Kabir, the analyst. He's an Eagles content creator too. Not just jumping on here as a fan talking about his take. Go check him out. All you gotta do is type Alkabir the Analyst on YouTube and he'll pop up. Great stuff. He's always breaking stuff down as well. Appreciate you, Alkabir.
Appreciate you, Mike.
Yeah. All right, shout out. We got a couple more people. I might take the link down because we've been live for an hour, 14 minutes. So we got Sean, we got Blessing, then we got Jorge, George in the building. Let's go with Sean first. What's up, Sean?
What's up, dude? Man, good to be back on. This is my second time on here. I think I talked to you during the draft.
Yes,
I think back then,
I remember.
Yeah, dude, I'm hyped for this Eagles game, but I'm not gonna lie though, I definitely have concerns. Like, I didn't expect us to have such a close game with the Lions last week. My grandfather called it though. I gotta shout out to my grandfather. He did say I told him about, oh no, they should be able to shut them out like they did last year. Maybe not by as much, but close. And he's like, oh no, I think it's gonna be a close game. I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, all right, we'll see. And then as you can tell, it was a very scary, very nerve-wracking game towards the end because I thought we were going to lose at first. I really did. I thought they were going to somehow come back and get us in the last minute in the fourth quarter. I was like, oh God. I was like, Gannon, what are you doing, dude? You're messing this up. We were up 21-7 at one point. Then before you know it, they're fucking coming back. And I was like, this is ridiculous, dude. I was like, you need to change something. Something ain't working. So I'm a little nerve-wracking about the defense, but I'm not worried about my offense, though. Our offense is pretty good, I think, from what we saw last week. But the defense still concerns me. It's just the defense. I don't know.
So looking at our defense versus Minnesota Vikings offense, what do you want to see? Well, just give me all the things that you want to see the defense, maybe not just do differently, but just do in general against this Minnesota Vikings offense.
Well, number one, we got to stop Dalvin Cook, man. We cannot let him get loose because he is a beast. I mean, he might not have been doing good as of late, or like the last few seasons. He might have not have been popping off, but when as everybody knows, when that dude gets loose, he gets loose. So we gotta make sure we can hold him because, as you can tell, the Lions running backs were having a grand old time against our defense, and we thought we were gonna easily just be like, they're nothing. No, DeAndre Swift and that dude Williams were running right down our throat. So I think we need to be extra prepared for Dalvin Cook and the run because they're definitely going to abuse that on us because I'm pretty sure they watch the tape and they're going to be like, oh, run it down their throat. So that's number one. And honestly, we got to see more sacks, man. We only had one sack, I think, last week, right?
Yep.
I think Fletch got it, right?
It was a half a sack for Fletch and a half a sack for BG.
Yeah. So we need to get more sacks. We need to get Jordan Davis on the field for more snaps. We need Kobe Dean out there for more snaps.
3 snaps. Kobe Dean played 22 snaps for Davis. Davis played less snaps than Milton Williams, Fletch, Hargrave, and that Marlon. I can't say his last name, so I say Marlon T. That's it. That's all we doing over here.
Yeah, right. That game. This game is going to be very, very interesting to see, though. I will admit, though, but I think we're going to go off on offense, though. I think the crowd and being our first home game and the home opener, I think they're going to really get behind us, and the Eagles' offense is just going to surge. And they're just going to come out firing. You're going to get a lot of passes to AJ like last week. But then Devontae, I definitely think Devontae will be involved this week. Definitely. There's no way he can't be because if he's not, then there's an issue.
Oh, I agree. There's no way. I made a statement on Twitter saying, listen, whoever don't follow me on Twitter, follow your boy on Twitter. I talk Eagles 24/7. We harass NFC other East fans, blah, blah, blah. I said there's not going to – Devontae Smith will never not have a catch the rest of the season. I'm betting anything on that. But let me get your score prediction. Score prediction.
I think it's going to be closer than we would want it to be. I mean, obviously, I know everybody wants us to blow them out, or at least, well, maybe not blow them out, but get a 30-17 type thing going. But I don't think it's going to be that easy. I think it's probably going to end up being 30-27 Eagles.
30-27
It's going to be I think we're just going to cross the 30 point right on the dot and we're going to seal it. They're going to mess up. I think maybe on a possible fourth down, maybe 2 fourth downs, they're going to risk it and go for it instead of taking the 3, which is going to screw them, I think. And I think that's how we'll get them by at least 3.
Hey, I like it. I respect it. And look, the Vikings are a pretty good team. I see the
Yeah.
power rankings having them like lower than the Cowboys and all that. I'm like, huh? Who? Where? Why? What is
Yeah.
going on?
Like everybody's got to remember, Dallas is the only team in the NFL who has not scored a touchdown yet. Like
Yes.
that was hilarious when I found that out because I had no idea about the score until the next day. I found out they only got 3. I was dying. I was like,
Yep.
yes, good.
Good. When in doubt, hopefully they stink. But
Yes.
listen, I like the score predictions. I'll take it. 30-27. At the end of the day, it will be 2-0 for the Eagles. And I think the Minnesota Vikings are a good team. I do got us winning this game. I think there's a multiple ways we could win it. Like I said, the Vikings are allowing 6.2 yards per carry on the ground. So as much as I want to
Yeah.
get all the receivers involved, hand the ball off, do what you got to do.
Yeah, Miles has definitely got to get involved and throw in some Scott and some Gainwell, and I think we'll be good because they all got 1 touchdown last week, so why not again? You know what I
Why
mean?
not
Keep that
again? Just be
going.
the top
Yeah,
Russian touchdown team, right? I
yeah.
appreciate you though, Sean. Thanks for coming through.
No problem, bro. Real quick, before I go, want to plug my YouTube channel with my buddies. We do podcasts and I do reaction videos. It's called That Garage Drawn Productions. If anybody wants to check it out, but thanks for having me on, Mike. I really appreciate it. I'll try to get on again another time.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out myself.
Thanks, bro.
Be easy, bro. Peace. All right. We got the last 2. We got Blessings, and then we got Jorge in the building. Let's go. Blessings. What's up with you?
Hey, Philly Mike, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? Long time sub.
Long time. Yeah,
Yes.
I've been watching for a while.
I know. Like I said, there's certain names that I just remember because of course I pay attention to everybody, but I remember you for a long time. What's going on?
Good. I just want to first, before I begin, shout out to your theme song. I love it. Every time I watch, I can't wait for it to come on. I think all Philly content creators have really good theme songs. Honestly, I love. It's so creative. 500 theme songs, great. Shakes, Rudson, Gay City is only he needs some help.
He don't got a song. He got the keyboard.
Yeah. I love that. Listen to the theme song. Again, raised.
Hey, real quick though, one of my subscribers made it for me. So his name is Nico.wave. He be in the chats once in a while. He's a very busy man, but he follows me on Twitter. He's a subscriber, and he reached out to me and was like, "Yo, let me lay something out for you." I said, "Go ahead, do what you gotta do." You know what I mean? He sent it to me. I liked it, and that's what it is.
That's awesome. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Okay,
yeah.
Starting here, I think I have a few plot points for offense and defense. I'm gonna go down the offense first. I think the first thing, this is gonna be things we gotta fix because we did a lot of things that were good, but it's easier to focus on the things that we gotta fix more than the things that we did good. So all-line miscommunication, I saw that a lot because I watched the all 22. I looked at the miscommunications. Sometimes they would let free rushers come through. They would slide to one side and then someone could sneak through a hole. I saw one play. I think it was the right guard. It might have been, and the linebacker went right through because Kelsey was didn't switch quick enough. I think things like that we got to fix up. I saw especially Hutchinson was amazing. He was so quick off the line.
The combination of speed and strength for him. He's gonna be a player.
Yeah, coming into the NFL, I saw his highlights. Now I liked him a lot, but I wasn't sure he was going to be translate as well. But it translated really well. He was so quick off the ball, and I was like, wow, that's really really quick. And then his power that he has in his moves are like, yeah, I can't wait to continue to watch him play. And the first passing, I think he went right up the middle, right past Malata, and luckily Jalen Hurts was able to move to the left. But that shows you the quality of the ends that the Lions had there, and that was really good at it. That scared me at first. I was like, oh, the first play of the game can be like that. But I think the O-line fixed it up. I think we can really they're really good, and being able to really communicate well and pass off the defenders and things like that, and be ready for stunts and blitzes. I think we could really do well. Something I have been thinking over the past, after seeing how well our pieces are, is maybe switching. Wait, who's the center that we have? We drafted
Oh, Cam Jurgens.
Cam Jurgens. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe Cam Jurgens could take over Isaac if Isaac mess up again on the communication or sliding, because Cam Jurgens was amazing during the preseason. That's something I was thinking about, because we have really good, and Driscoll was amazing last year. Then
Driscoll played pretty good last year.
yeah,
in the spot starts.
the only thing I concerns, maybe something happened in this year. He hasn't been able to get in the group as much, but he was amazing last year. He really surprised me. I was happy to see that we have a lot of good backups to fix that. The next thing is Hurts looking down the field when he's running or getting out of the pocket. I think sometimes he was commit too early, and then later on down the line when he's already close to the scrimmage, that's when he starts looking up, and that'll be too late for him to find something. So I think as he's running and swinging out, I think it'll be really beneficial if he looks up, because watching the All-22, I saw sometimes some players were open, but at that time he was looking down and trying to escape the pocket without looking up while he's running. I think that will really open things up for us a lot if he's able to look down the field as he is running down. And his ability, the way he runs is so smooth, and it looks like low effort. I want to see how he looks when he put effort into it, but it's so low effort running. He's gliding out there, and I think he could do damage. And I think he looked really confident on the field. He looks so much better, and I do love that he throws the balls away. I think a lot of people don't like that when they look at the stats, and if he's 58% completion or something like that. I watched the game. You gotta watch the game and see that he refused to lose yards, refused to turnovers. And I love that he does that now, and he doesn't want to take the chance and put us in the back position. I think that's really good on Hurts. And
yeah, he's smart. He's definitely not gonna. I mean, besides the Giants game where he threw that halftime before the half pick, he's always been a guy who's not willing to gamble, willing to do the right things, and I think that translates very well. And I do agree, keeping your eyes downfield. Not saying don't run, but who knows what's down there that is bigger than a 12-yard scramble? Could be a 40-yard completion. So always keep eyes downfield.
Yeah, and I think the next thing we got to work on is quick reads and hot routes, and being able to really hit them. And the only issue is that most of our hot routes that we had, the line blitz us, and it really messed up. So
Our timing,
we weren't really able to do that, but we could really fix that O-line issue and be able to get when they do blitz, be able to get that off, especially since all our wide receiver, their slants are so good, and they're really able to have breakout speed. And I was watching Slay on Richard Sherman podcast, and he was talking about AJ Brown and his slants, and then he also talked about Devontae Adams' slants and how defending the slant like that and people who have to run after the catch is a really big thing. And I see when I was watching AJ Brown last year, he was known for that slant. His slant was always beautiful, and he's known for that now. And the Lions saw that. The only issue is that you pick your poison. If you bite on the slant and he goes deep, you're not. What are you going to do? How are you going to stop him from running down? Like, even if you do catch out, are you going to bring him down? Because he's going to drag you down the field. So it's really about picking your poison. Do I want to play this and stop it from going deep, or do I just let him get a slant and hopefully I get a tackle or something? And I'm glad we have a player like AJ Brown, because he's able to make both of them dangerous options. Because even if you catch the ball on a slant, are you really going to be able to stop him? You need to get some help in there. And that's the good thing about the Vikings, though, because they have amazing linebacker. I was upset when I saw they got Jordan Hicks. I remember watching as an Eagle fan, seeing him on the field, like, they got him up, and he's been playing really well for them. In that game, he played really well. And then that Eric Kendricks, I remember when I first heard about him, I was always thinking about Michael Kendricks when I first heard about him. And then I started looking at his Eric Kendricks, like, wow, he's really good. They runs in the family, and Eric King is really good, and that's really a big point. Is I want to see. The only issue I think is the linebacker can really disrupt a big thing. I'm not really scared about the corners. I think Pat P is overrated. If anyone really thinks he can stop AJ Brown man coverage, I don't think they're gonna play man coverage, but they do play man coverage.
They play a lot of zone. They play a lot.
Yeah, that's the issue. That they pass it off really well. Their zones really well. And But if they do play man, I just can't wait. Please, something. Maybe if we pick apart their zone good enough, I hope they start playing man. And our wide receiver route running is so good that it just doesn't matter if they play press. They want to be lay a hand on Smith. If they play press on AJ is going to throw them around. Quest is so fast that it doesn't really matter. So like I want to see that. And they have, I think, is Dantzler is the second corner because the original second corner is hurt right now. We got to pick on him. And usually Pat Pete in the beginning of the game, he takes time for him to get going. So I think we got to take a shot deep on Pat Pete early on.
I definitely want to exploit that secondary as much as possible. I think their linebackers in there are good. They did sack Aaron Rodgers 4 times. They put the pressure on him. However, they were missing their best offensive lineman, Bakhtiari, and I think our offensive line is definitely going to bounce back. But I do want to run the ball. They allowed 6.2 yards per carry. They couldn't run the ball a lot because of the deficit they were in, the Packers I'm talking about. So I definitely don't want to get away from the running game against this team too. I think we can win some battles there. But real quick, before I get you out of here, let me get that score prediction.
Okay, so for my score prediction, I was really thinking about the game and thinking about, okay, I saw 31-14, and then we took our brakes off the pedal. So we took our foot off the pedal. So what if we kept our foot off the pedal? What would we get? I think games probably gonna be like that. At the beginning, it's gonna be like a slow mojo, and then the defense going to get their head back on, and then we're gonna be able to stop them. So I'm thinking 31-20 because the Vikings are definitely better than the Lions. But if we don't get as much, I think our players are gonna be more physical and more determined to win this game. So I think if not, it was gonna be 31-30 or 31-27. If the defense doesn't really, if the coaching really doesn't fix it, I think the players themselves will probably be able to step up.
Hey, I love it. I love it. I love it. Shout out to you, Blessings. I appreciate you for tuning in always and calling in when you get a chance.
No problem. Have a good day.
You too. Be easy. Say it again.
Say fly, Eagles, fly.
Let's go. Appreciate it. All right. All right. We got one more caller. Shout out to everybody who's watching. Still got $177 in the building. Hit that like button if you haven't hit it. The goal is to get it to 200 likes. I know we don't got 200 people in here, but I know some of y'all who just getting in here or still in here ain't hit that like. Let's get it close to 200 likes. What's going on?
Hey, yo, what's up, Philly Mike?
Hey, we chilling.
Yes, sir.
Saturday, Monday Night
Yes,
Football.
sir.
Hey, look, listen. I never know how I feel if I like when the Eagles play Monday night or I don't, because I miss them on Sunday, but it does allow me to sit back and keep the channel, keep the controller in my hand, a beer in my hand, some food in my hand, and then I can just watch all the games too. You know, I'm a fantasy guy, so I like them both. I don't know which one I like better though.
I like to take care of business first and watch everybody else.
True that.
But we'll be the last team to take care of business in week 2. So real quick though, I got two things. So number one is I think this game we're going to be able to see Jalen Hurts showcase the arm a lot. And especially within playing zone, I mean, you can't just be lobbing the ball around in a zone defense. So I think we're going to see some more accuracy and some things that he's been working on during the offseason. And I think it's going to look good. I think it's going to come together. And I think he can do it. He's done so much already, proven a lot of people wrong. And I think he's got what it takes to kind of take that next step. And I think with the Lions, they brought a lot of pressure, which I think a lot of people seeing that, how many times we were pressured and how much Jalen Hurts ran. I heard some analysts talk about it, but they don't take into account how many people at times, like UNLB pointed out, 7 people came for Hurts at one place. So it's not just their front 4 getting pressure. I used to be a huge offensive guy, but I've fallen in love with the trenches. And honestly, you brought up something about Goff getting the ball out, and it may just be me, but why do I feel like every time we play a quarterback, they get that ball out so fast? It may be a second or a half second too fast, and our guys are right there. And it may be the respect that they have for our defensive line, and it may be Gannon play calling in his scheme. But man, we just a lot of it's both, and that's what I'm more where I'm leaning towards. And I feel like if we just need to adjust. They're not gonna lose respect for the defensive line. So I think the second part of that equation, which was the Gannon scheme, needs to be changed, because they're not gonna lose respect for. They're still gonna try to get the ball out. But if we're playing zone, playing like last year, playing 5-6 yards out, they're still gonna take advantage of it. So I think. I watch other teams that have great defensive lines, and they get to the quarterback, and it's the second part of that equation, the scheme beyond the front four, that needs to change.
Yeah, look, I mean, like, the front four definitely has been up and down in the sense of how Jonathan Gannon is calling it, just for the simple fact that he tends to drop guys back that they shouldn't be dropping back. But it all boils down to this. So I come into this game. Let's repeat and say I'm Jared Goff in the Detroit Lions, right? I come into this game, I'm down one of my offensive linemen. However, I still got a great offensive line in front of me. Cool. I got respect for the Eagles defensive line. I watched the Eagles tape last year under Jonathan Gannon. Wow. Darius Slay's playing 7 yards off the ball. Steven Nelson was playing 10 yards, 8 yards, 9 yards, 7 yards off the ball. Interesting. Let's see if they do that again with James Bradbury and Darius Slay. Come out. Here they go. They're playing off the ball. Since I respect the D-line so much, they're playing off the ball. I'm going to make it my game plan to not draw. Why do you think we didn't see no deep throws mainly? Not because we play it so much. It's because they don't have time to do it. Their game plan was quick passes and the run game. And that is what they did. And so when Jared Goff is holding the ball for 2.4 seconds, I mean, you could put a all-star lineup on a D-line. It's not going to get home because he's getting the ball out on purpose from respect to your defensive line. How do you get him to hold the ball more? Well, you bring your cornerbacks down now. Yes, they have a chance to get beat over the top. But guess what? A deep ball takes 4 seconds to develop. So, yes, we might get beat over the top, but we also might allow them to run a deep pass and get home before he even throws it. All I'm saying is this. Quarterback drops back. He wants to go to his quick slant. No, he don't got it. Why? Because Bradbury's playing press man. That 1 second extra it takes for him to beat press man and get back to his route is now an extra second for a Reddick, a Sweat, a Fletch, a BG. And that is what needs to happen. And they go hand in hand. Listen, why do you think Jalen Mills and Ronald Darby were pretty good cornerbacks in 17?
Yeah.
And listen, at the end of their tenure here, Mills and Darby we didn't want them no more. But in 17, they were pretty good corners. Why? Because Jim Schwartz played them sometimes back, but sometimes up. But the pass rush was so ferocious, it made our corners look better. They go hand in hand. A good secondary can make an average D-line look good, and a good D-line can make an average secondary look good. You play them both to their strengths of what they can do, and you can have yourself a recipe for success.
Yeah. And what I will say, real quick too, one last thing. If you look back at these past Super Bowls, maybe the last few Super Bowls until our last Super Bowl, which was in 17, you'll notice a common trend is that defensive line was getting home. I mean, last year you had the Rams defensive line that got home. The year before that, you had the Bucks that got home too. They were putting a lot of stress on Mahomes. And no matter how mobile the quarterback, that defensive line, your success, not just defensive line, but also offensive line, you saw why the Bengals had such a hard time. Their offensive line could only take them so far. And, we'll get as far as the trenches will let us go. And if our trenches aren't getting us there, then it don't matter how much Jalen Hurts can move. It don't matter how many yards we can get through the air. The trenches is where I believe we'll get home to the Super Bowl or playoffs, whatever it may be.
Hey, yeah, I'm with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's how we got to get there. We got to go through the proper channels, and I think it all starts in the trenches on both sides, and we build back, and I think we have the roster. And as much as I am upset with Jonathan Gannon and his defense, I understand there is new pieces. Things got to transpire. However, I just don't like to see the same woes of last year already haunting us this year, which is playing off, quarterbacks getting the ball fast, and you're dropping guys on the D line and coverage. Listen, you could be the best D coordinator in the game, and I would give you the benefit of the doubt if we had a bad game because it's new pieces. He don't get the benefit of the doubt because of what we saw last year. But I gotta see 2 or 3 more games. But trust and believe. We hear week 4, week 5, and the same stuff's coming. Fire Gannon t-shirts. I'm gonna be printing them junks. I'm gonna be printing
At
them.
some point,
Nobody
you
take my
just gotta
idea.
let your at some point you just gotta let your guys, like, if you're gonna beat me, you're gonna have to beat me. Like, it ain't gonna be like, I mean, give your guys a chance. It's not like we got second string players. I mean, these are starters and good players. Give them a chance. Give them a chance. If you're gonna beat me, you're gonna beat me. But it's not gonna be I didn't even get a chance. So you're throwing under every single play. We're 5-6 yards back, 10 yards back. I didn't even have a chance. Give me a chance and beat me straight up. That's how I'm gonna lose.
Yo, I agree. And here's the thing. Say you come out with that aggressive mentality and it's not working. Say you are pressing and now they're beating you over the top. Well, guess what? You set a game plan up for the beginning of the game and it doesn't work. That don't mean you have to stick by it. See, I feel like these guys think like, I don't want to do that because what if it goes wrong? Well, then you can go back. At the end of the day, you should have plan A, B, C, and D at your disposal. You come into the game plan saying, this is what I think the Vikings want to do. And if they want to do this, I'm going to do this to stop them. Well, the Vikings are saying the same thing. They think we're going to do this, so we're going to do this. So a play caller, a DC should say, this is what we want to do. This is what we want to take away. We do it. If it don't work, holy crap, third play of the game, Thielen goes for a 65-yard touchdown. Well, now you scale back. You know what I'm saying? What I don't like is when they're just like, we're going to stick with this, good, bad, ugly. Yeah, it is what it is. Because you become predictable, and I don't like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I'm with you.
Like I said, even if he starts when he's playing his guys back, I'm not going to say first play of the game, Slay's 8 yards off the ball, we lost already. No. Okay, start that way. If it's working, stay with it. But if you see, Cousins just getting the ball out, running. Okay, switch it up. Okay, now switch it up. You got to be versatile. And I thought we got the players to be versatile. Need some time, but I got to start seeing it Monday night. I ain't playing around.
For sure. I feel like his game does kind of make some of the players, like, it skews a lot of players' numbers and it makes people feel irrelevant. Like, Darius Slay is definitely not irrelevant. He's still a top corner, but some of the number, I mean, he hasn't really given up a lot of like huge plays, but you'll still have some crazy Cowboy fans or people that just say that he's not relevant anymore. And honestly, he'd be even much more relevant in a good system that fits him more. And so I think playing to the people's strengths too, again, like you said, if it ain't working, we'll give it a try. But if it ain't working, don't just stick to this soft defense. If it ain't working, try to play towards their strengths a little bit more, see what happens. And if not, then we go back to your scheme and then we find somebody else next year.
I agree 100%. Hey, I appreciate the call, my guy. Listen, I'm going to be, everybody in the chat, including you, I'm going to be live for the game. So make sure you come through, show some love. You know what I mean? Good, bad, ugly, sad. I'm going to be on the screen talking about it. You heard?
Yes, sir.
All right, be easy, bro. Appreciate you calling in.
Yes, sir.
All right. With that being said, next time I do these, make sure you got that notification bell hit. So you're here early. We've been here for an hour and 43 minutes. We've had about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably between 10 to 14 callers, maybe 10 callers. We had about 10 callers. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. The goal is to get it to 200 likes. Let's see if we can get it to 200 likes. Until next time, which will be sometime tomorrow because we drop content every day. Until next time, y'all know what time it is. We out. Peace.